Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's great to see you all here on this beautiful San Francisco day. Our pianist tonight is Lindsay Rader. Very glad and happy to have her here. And we begin our service on page 9. We read the first reading together. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure, but why we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. And on the next page, we join in singing Hine Matov. And since we are all we're sitting here together, let us take a moment of gratitude. Turn to your neighbor, please, your spouse or your best friend, and tell them what you're grateful for. I'm grateful that you're here. And I'd like to invite up Stacy to give us a message from the board.
Hi, I just want to welcome, my name is Stacy Passman, and I just want to welcome everyone. I came tonight and I brought my dad, so that's kind of exciting. He lives on the East Coast. Not for very much longer, for six more weeks. And so I'm just so excited to be here and to share this all with you. So welcome to anyone who hasn't been here before. We brought my mom's caretaker who has literally never been in a synagogue before. So we should all feel so lucky to be here. This is the most beautiful building in the world.
Thank you. And I'd like to invite up Judy to lead us in the candle blessing, which we can find on page 2. Judy and Howard.
I'm bringing Howard.
We are an equal.
Because he gets to try to light the candles.
Equal. Please join in the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedashanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. And we turn to page 20, and I'm going to teach you a new melody. There is a musician called, her name is Galit Dardashti, and her father is a Persian cantor. He actually works in New Jersey, but this melody comes from the Persian area. And because it is in 4, we can actually sing this melody to anything else that is in 4. So we're going to sing it for Lecha Dodi, and at the end of the service, we're going to sing it for Adon Olam. So I'm going to teach it to you using that important Hebrew word, yai, and the other important Hebrew word, dai, and that's how we're going to learn it. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Got it? Again. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Got it? Again. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad ishme'anu el hamichad. Adonai echad u'shamo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. Lekrat Shabbat lechu v'lecha ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orek u'miori. Ori, ori, shir dabari, kavod Adonai alayk nigla. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabbalah. was excellent. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 26. Yitgadol v'yikadash shemei rabbah Be'lamad yivarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Bagala, bagala Uvisman karif v'yamaru Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach Le'olam ulamei almaya Yitbarach, Yitbarach v'yishtabach V'yitbar v'yitruma v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei de kudasha brichu Le'ilam bin kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'lechemata Damiram be'yama v'yimaru. And we continue on the next page with our call to worship. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach. Le'olam avad. On page 30, we read in Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim behochma poteach she'arim uvidvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakocham tehem barakia kirtsono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei hoshech behoshech mipnei or Uma avir yom, umevi laila, uma avdil bein yom, uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 33, together. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shokbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam amezuzot beitecha u'visharecha lemon tiskeru ועשיתם כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 41 together. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles and earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. Yai dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai dai dai. Mi chamocha by thee, Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, noradi Lord, o sefele, noradi Lord, o sefele, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai dai dai. Malachutecha ra'uf anecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeiri anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yada dai dai dai. ונאמר כי פדד עיני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. On page 42, as we think about our Hashkivenu, and we look at the board and we see how long it's been since October 7th, we think of the hostages, we think of their families, and we think of the other people on our planet who need rescuing, who need us to think about them. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Together, Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukkot shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And together we sing Yismechu on page 44. Yismechu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei onei Shabbat Omer Mekadashei, Mekadashei Shavei Shabbat Kulam yisperu v'yitegu v'cha Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei onei Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei onei Shabbat v'hashvi'i ratzitamo v'kidashto Shabbat Hemdat yamim u'tokarata zecher l'maseh v'reishit Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei onei Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei onei Shabbat. We turn to page 253 for our Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say Amen. We think of Al Breslauer, Chris Case, Sarah Hanna, Will Gaines, Stephen Gerbsman, Marcia Griskin, Nancy Igdaloff, Edward Andrew Martinez, Steve Olson, Nicole Robinson, David Samas, Shaban family, Avraham Allen Svi, Curtis Wallace, Karen Weiner, and Max Wexler. When I look in your direction, if you have a name you would like to add, please do so. Misheberach Ayimotenu Bekor HaBracha Lavotenu Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We rise on page 46 for our Amidah. Adonai sefatai tivtach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Hashtei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem Leman Shemo Be'ava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav leHoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofech olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayim emunato, Lishenei afar. Micha mocha bal gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech meimit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'amanatan hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Tonight, as the sun sets through our windows, we actually welcome in a new month, the month of Av. And the blessing for a new month is on page 56. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, ya'alev yavo, v'yizacher zikronenu, v'zikron kol amcha beit Yisrael lefanecha, l'tova l'cheinu l'chesed u'rachamim, l'chaim u'l'shalom b'yom rosh av ha'chodesh hazeh. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova, v'adinu bo livracha, God, God of our fathers and mothers, on this first day of the new month of Av, be mindful of us and all your people Israel, for good, for love, for compassion, life, and peace. Remember us for well-being, amen. Visit us with blessing, amen. And help us to a fuller life, amen. Page 60, Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Shabbat shalom again. As I mentioned earlier, the month of Av in our Jewish calendar begins just about now. And the name comes from the word father, Av, Abba, and sometimes the month is also called Menachem Av, or comforting father. And the reason for this becomes clear when we note that 8 days from now, on August 2nd, we commemorate Tisha B'Av, which is the 9th of Av. Tisha B'Av has been sardonically referred to as, quote, the day everything bad happened to Jews. But it actually originates in both the temple destructions. Among some, it has been customary to also include the expulsion from Spain, the Crusades, the pogroms, the Holocaust, and now, of course, October 7th. Traditional Jews begin mourning practices on the 17th of Tammuz, which was Sunday, July 13th this year, because that was a day in 70 CE when the Romans successfully attacked Jerusalem's walls. And then we were gone. On Tisha B'Av itself, we are supposed to fast, plus the following prohibitions. We cannot get married on that day, or listen to music, shave or cut one's hair, wear leather shoes, or have marital relations. In short, it is considered a day of calamity and threat for Jews, so we can understand the rationale of being forbidden on Tisha B'Av to do anything that marks vanity or pleasure. Many Reform synagogues do not observe Tisha B'Av. Just in a practical sense, for one reason, it's always in the summer. And for American Jews, this means that families are on vacation, the kids are at camp, we take a break from both the secular calendar and the religious one. And maybe we feel like there will be enough remembering and mourning in our fast approaching Yom Kippur. And every service has Kaddish, yes? So why belabor the point? I worked with a rabbi who was not raised in America, and his opinion was that we American Jews dwelled too much on the horrors of our history and, in fact, fundraised via fear. If we do decide to mark Tisha B'Av, we read Lamentations, which is called Eicha, which is attributed to Jeremiah, a scroll that has its own cannillation, one of the 6 that we chant. And by the way, in Leonard Bernstein's Jeremiah Symphony, he does give a musical nod to this trope. We also recite keynote, which are elegies, and we make some changes and additions to normal prayer, including in the Amidah. We can sit on the floor during services, and we dim the lights. It's another lesson in giving up some pleasures as a good way to reset and to think about the blessings that we all take for granted. Apart from our own history, we Jews unhappily share with other cultures and faiths the worst that humans can do to each other. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote, "Morally speaking, there is no limit to the concern one must feel for the suffering of human beings, that indifference to evil is worse than evil itself, that in a free society, some are guilty, but all are responsible." And in writing about the Holocaust, Rabbi Eugene Borowitz, may his memory be a blessing, said, "Jews reared on models of human improvability, and that would be us liberal Jews, simply could not believe that a people as educated and cultured as the Germans could countenance and carry out the Holocaust. No caring Jews can easily forget that the very people that proclaimed itself the great example of universal humanism did its methodical best to destroy us, while the liberal democracies found ways not to do what they might have done to mitigate the murder." After college, like many of my classmates in my age group, I traveled in Africa and Europe for 8 months. One day in Nairobi, some of us decided to go to the local movie theater. Why not? The tradition there was to begin the movie with the Kenyan national anthem. 2 Kenyan men did not stand and were immediately, and shall we say vigorously, arrested by police posted in the theater. After the trip ended, tired, very grubby, having spent months literally living in the bush, I returned home via the Miami airport. After looking around the airport, I inadvertently blurted out, "It's all so tacky." I was overheard by a woman who snarled, "Don't knock it, kid. There's no better country than America." And I thought to my 23-year-old self, yeah, and one of the reasons it's better is because I can announce out loud just how tacky it is. Tolerance and respect for those who are not us are the hallmarks of both rational faith and democratic society. Democracy itself is threatened by both indifference to minority rights and political opportunism, which exploits prejudices and ignorance in the population. We read the Torah Parsha every week, every year, and learn something new each time. We teach our children age-appropriate Jewish history and practice. So we should also teach American history and how to be a citizen in our secular schools every year, age-appropriate from kindergarten on, every year. I'm a Harry Potter fan. In the 4th Harry Potter book, The Goblet of Fire, a tragedy occurs at the school, and Professor Dumbledore says to the assembled Hogwarts students, "Soon, you will have to choose between what is right and what is easy." There's no better way to state the navigation of choices in our future as Americans and Jews. And we cannot leave unchallenged the destroyers because of our very real fear of anti-Semitism. The Torah and our other texts mandate us to be ethically observant. And if we can't self-regulate, this will invite others to do so for us. If we think and say, why don't they fix their problems and show strength and will? Or, why don't people in that country fight their corrupt governments? We are not being honest with ourselves. and we must not give a pass to the behavior of individual Jews, which we would find intolerable in anyone else. Okay, but what does this have to do with our painful history and current issues? Self-evaluation, being present in the community, never thinking commemorating our history means repeating our history. As I just learned on a webinar this week with the group Bend the Arc, anti-Semitism, or any kind of rooted prejudice, is best referred to as a machine. The machine can be broken. We live in perilous times, but the machine can be broken. And if we think it is human nature to hate and fear other groups of people, I offer this wonderful quote from the movie The African Queen. Rosie says to Mr. Allnut, "Nature, Mr. Allnut, is what we were put on this earth to rise above." And in the Book of Jewish Values by Joseph Telushkin, he relates the story about Rabbi Stephen S. Weiss getting used to the coughing of rickshaw drivers. Rabbi Weiss referred to that day as, quote, "the most embarrassing day of my life." Telushkin wrote, "As you read the newspaper today, as you walk down the streets of your city, as you speak to friends who are having problems, remember this teaching. Don't get used to other people's suffering. Don't get used to other people's suffering. Don't get used to other people's suffering." Shabbat Shalom. We rise for Aleinu on page 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzon, v'lo zamanu k'mishpachon adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Emor v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. Please be seated. You can find the Kaddish on page 294. We think of the family of Bruce Breslauer. And if you hear a name read that belongs to your family, if you feel comfortable, please rise. And we are in Shloshim for Dorothy Auerbach. We commemorate the following yard sites: Nancy Bluestein, Clara Cooperstein, Michael Dohan, Dr. Leo Falk, Celia Feldman, Regina Feldman, Inezka Felton, Inga Frankenstein, Eliyahu Ben Shlomo Grabowski, Louis Handler, Larissa Yospashvili, Henri Jaffet, Faina Kazanov, Henry Kronberg, Jerome Lipnick, Fanya Medvedovskaya, Myrtle Rubenstein, Irene Sladnick, Ella Wexler. Are there any names to add to this list? We rise for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'elama divarach hirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chaye chon v'yomei chon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala v'izman kari v'imru. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach leolam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran be'elama v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'el kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'el kol Yisrael, v'el kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'el kol Yisrael, ve'imru. Amen. Please be seated. We have some announcements. We are enrolling for preschool and studio for 25-26. And they're taking, the deadline for submissions for the memorial book is July 31st, which is next Thursday. Hamotzi every Sunday, 9 to 12:30 in the morning. I have one Music is Midrash class left. That's next Tuesday. We're going to be doing high holidays, mostly. And then next Friday, just so you know, both Jonathan and Simon will be back. So the three of us are going to do the service together, which will be a lot of fun. The San Francisco Jewish Film Festival is still going on. Please ask Peter for any information that you need. Nosh and Schmooze with Judy Leff is on August 21st. It's going to be about Wyatt Earp and his wife. Young, active, what is YAP? YAP. Thank you. They're having a dinner on August 22nd at 7:15. And then the Giants. The Giants Jewish Heritage Night, Tuesday, September 9th at Oracle Park. And there you have it. As we get ready to walk out to our oneg, I would like to thank everyone who made the service possible, especially Lindsay and Peter and Zach and our custodians and whoever put together the oneg. And this is the same melody that you sang for Lachado Diz, that there are no excuses. Adon Olam on page 321. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra v'yed nasa v'chesa kol azai be'elech shemo nikra v'yacharei kiklot hakol levado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hove v'hu yeh b'tifara v'hu echad v'yein sheni laham shilo lahakbira b'li reshit b'li tachlit v'lo ha'osh v'ha'misra v'hu eli v'hai go'ali v'tzor heavy v'yein tzara v'hu nisi umanos li v'nat kosi b'yom ekra b'yado avkiruchi b'yedi shan b'yaira b'yibruchi gaviyati Adonai li v'lo ira. Shabbat Shalom.